What I'm doing first thing today is I'm going to do a little bit of work on this chassis. Got all these body rubbers here. They're all fairly good, but some of them need to be painted. So I'll flick some paint on them, make them look better. Like you can see where they've painted the car before and it's painted them. Then I'll put the torsion bars in, and I've got the new rubbers that keep the mud and stuff out of the hole here where the torsion bars go. Just there. I'll be able to put them on. So I'm going to do that today, and I'm also getting things ready to take to the chrome platers. Now that's obviously not going to be staying like that, so I've got to fix that dent. It's got little small dents here, got to fix all that. This thing here is pretty ordinary. That one's okay. Now I've also got to fix this. I've already spent time on this, but it needs more. That's got to be straightened. That's got to be straightened. And I'm not sure if I'm not sure if that's stainless. So I'll have to look into that. If it is, I'll be able to just polish it. But possibly got to get re-chromed. I started pulling this stuff apart, getting it ready to be chromed. That, the door handles. They're the rear boot hinges. They're for the wipers. Now, that's for the passenger door, that's fine. That's got a bit re-chromed. This side here has got a key in it, and at some stage the door's been changed. They didn't change the lock. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to pull that apart. You pretty much need the key to pull that apart. So I've got a little bit of a lock picking kit here. I've had it for years. So I'm going to have a go at picking that lock and see if I can get that apart. And this thing here, I've got the key for that. I've got the key for the ignition, I've got the key for that. So I've got to pull this lock out as well. I don't want to send that to the chrome platers. And I may have to pull that apart. Because this thing here is just, it needs to be re-chromed. It's just no good. And I've also got the bumpers here, so I'm going to have to, the front one needs to be straightened. I'm going to take all these brackets off. And I've got to just take all this stuff over the chrome plater. And I'm pretty much going to wipe every one of these with turps. I might as well paint the whole lot of them. And then they'll be ready. I'll just flick some paint on them. I'm going to use that. I've got some of that left over from the bike seat, so why not use that? Just put them in a little stack like that. I think it'll help the best way. Better than leaving them half painted and looking pretty ugly. While that's drying, I've cleaned these up on the wire wheel there. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on here and shove them in. They're marked left and right. You don't want to put them on the wrong side. And then these little covers, this is the very first brand new parts going on this car in who knows how long. The other ones was completely stuffed. It's good you can buy these. Place in Germany, I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head, but he's very well known. Honda 600, 800 guy. Anyway, I'm just about to put the grease on here, install these. Slight change of plans. I'm going to clean that back off and paint the front half of these torsion bars. I think they stick out a little bit. And just going off these marks here, it looks like they rub up against the rubber, so I don't want to have that sticking out looking ugly. I'm going to repaint those. Double check that is the right one. I've painted the end of that. You slide this up in here. It'll stick out a bit. You feel it. That's locked in. See how that's just locked into place? That's ready to go. Now I'll just grab the little cover thing for it. Hope you can see that. There it is there. Never think something's going to be easy. Anyway, I've got it on. I'll just give it a bit of a wipe, and that's the very first brand new part to go on this car in I don't know how long. Probably 30 years or something. I'll just give it a wipe and do the other side. There's the other one, the left one. Went on a bit easier because I'd done the other side. They're the first new pieces on this car. pretty happy with that. Now, actually, I'd like the grey chassis, I really do. I think it's going to make a nice contrast. This car is actually going to be 5 different colours. So the main body's white, the roof's going to be black, gloss. Underneath the chassis, the body's going to be flat black. The trim's going to be red, and this thing's grey. And the wheels are silver. So there's going to be 6 different colours on this car. So that's the colour of it. Anyway, now it's time to put the body rubbers on. What I want to try and do is identify where the old ones went. Anyway, that's coming up. Also, that's the first new part box going in the garbage. Well, I've laid them out where I want them. A couple of them are round, most of them are square. For some reason I got a spare square one, and so anyway, I'll put a round one here and a square one there. But some I can glue down, you know, permanently, like these ones. Maybe that one. But some of them I'm going to just put a bit. Like I can glue these front ones down permanently. And some I'm just going to put a dab in case I just have to move it. There's 1 or 2 that slot up into a slot. And I may have to move them later, so I won't just put heaps of glue on those bits. Anyway, I'll just glue them on. Well, there's the first couple of things installed on the chassis. It's sort of important to get those pretty much where they were, otherwise it could throw your door gap out when you put the body back on, believe it or not. Anyway, we'll see. It should be fine. I've pretty much looked it over, but would have been probably a good idea to try and mark them and draw a map of where they went. But that was a year ago. Anyway, the torsion bars were installed, the new torsion bar dust rubbers and the body rubbers. So they're all done. There's 3 less piles of stuff I've got. I managed to get that apart. It was not easy. That bit there would be staying like that. It's actually got a little ball bearing in it. I'm not 100% sure where that goes, but I'll worry about it when I put it back together. This part here is ready to be pulled apart, it's ready to be chromed, so that can go in there. Go in there with all that other stuff. This I'll bag and keep separate. Now I've got to try and do the same to this. I've got a little bit of an idea how to get it apart, so see what happens. Yeah, I've got that other thing apart, so now I can just send that to the chromers. I've changed the tumblers so they match the key, so now all the keys line up. But this thing here, I'll try and do it and film it. Now I'll get something. Right, I've got this thing here, that's the original key. So basically you push that in there like that, upside down, you turn it, and you push that in and it pops it up. But I'm having trouble getting this apart. It's a bit hard to pinpoint this. Hang on a sec. Right, normally you push the key in, and that pulls the tumblers in, right? And you got this little piece here, there's one on each side. You should be able to push that in or pull it out, one or the other, and that thing will come out. But for some reason it's jammed in there. I've been mucking around with it for a while. I've just got to try and do something to get that apart, because you don't want to send that to the chrome platers. That won't come back in one piece for starters, and it definitely won't work. So I've got to try and get that out. I'm not going to lie, that thing took me hours to get apart. I just couldn't see how. I didn't want to bust anything. It's got this sliding locking pin thing, and anyway, that took me ages to get it apart. At least 2 hours of just mucking around looking at it. You've also got to have the key in it, obviously, to get that out, but it's got this locking thing in here, and that stops it from spinning right around as well. And that only goes back together one way. So well, that's the left bracket. I stamped it. There's the right one. A little bit bent, the left one. I've fixed that, so it just makes it a bit easier when you put them back together. Now this thing's got a bit of damage on it, eh? All this has to be fixed without Bob because it's getting chromed. This is all bent. There's a little bit of damage there. This isn't much. Down that edge is bent. It's bent in the centre. It lifts up like that. All that's got to be straightened properly. Yep, I've just changed from the Shit, something just fell off a tree over there. Yeah, having a bit of a break off that thing. It's doing my head in, the fuel cap. So I've just crept these bumpers. You can see it's been repaired before, this bumper. See all those marks? So's the rear one. They've been repaired in the past. See these marks here? Where it's been straightened before. Usually the chrome plating guys used to do that. They probably still do. I'm sure old mate over Lismore does it, but I'm going to just fix it myself. This back one's been repaired. It's fairly good. Just probably needs a couple of little bits doing to it. The front one needs more. The grill needs fixing. These things need fixing. I've just got this stuff ready to be fixed. You can see that's a dent through there. It's a pretty rough old thing, but it's all we got. We're not buying another one. I'm going to fix that one, make it look good, and get it re-chromed. You can see it's got a big whoop in the centre there. Anyway, a bit of heat, a bit of this, a bit of that, along that edge. You're right, you've got to fix it. As far as this thing goes, I'm debating whether to drill out these rivets that hold this all together. This part here, I'm not really sure what's going on. It's got that section there, that's stainless in the centre. And it's got a ding in it. When we first got this car, this was pushed right down. This thing was pushed way down. It was one of the first things I actually roughed out. Was where someone had jumped on this, or something bad had happened to it. And it dented all the back of the car, and it's even dented that. But yeah, you pretty much can't send that to the chrome plater. That's got to be sorted out, and I'm not sure how that works out. Like, I can drill this out, pull this apart and see what happens, but it looks like it's put together with a special little spot weld on or something. I'm not sure, but it looks like somehow I've got to pull that apart and hopefully don't wreck too much of it, and I can get it back together. You can buy these, but they're, like everything else, they're expensive. You know, we've already got one, so I just don't want to wreck it. I just want to make it look better. You know? A lot of people would leave that and call it patina. But yeah, I don't do patina. Not unless it's just a car that I don't care about. Anyway, yeah, really this stuff was never meant to be pulled apart. Like the way that swivels like that, if I undo that rivet, it's not sure why it swivels. Anyway, I'm going to go up and have a bit of a look at, see what I can see online. Basically how much I can buy one for, I suppose. But it wouldn't cost too much to get that chromed, it's only little. You can see that costing more than $50, $70. But anyway, I just want to make sure if I pull that apart I can get it back together properly too. So we'll see. I don't really want to do this, but it looks like I'm going to have to drill this out. But I just can't send that to the chrome platers like that. So I've got to pull that apart, and drilling that's going to wreck that rivet, so I'm going to have to remake whatever that is. So let's just hope we can do it. There's got to be a way. But I've never pulled one of these apart, so I've been looking at it for way too long. So I'm just going to drill that out and take a punt and hope that I can fix it. Okay, I got that apart. I've knocked a dent out of that. That'll look a lot neater. And this is the part I'm going to have to remake. It's a little rivet. And I had to drill it out and file the top of it, and then that came apart. But it's the only way you can get that apart is destroy that rivet. But I can quite easily remake that. I could probably even use that, but I'll just make a new one. Anyway, I almost have to make a video on pulling this thing apart, because there's nothing on the internet about it. And if you can buy that from this stuff from Germany, that top section is 105 euros and the bottom section is 105 euros. Doesn't come with any of these pins, and doesn't come with anything else. None of this, the latch. So I don't know where you're supposed to get the pins from. But I suppose I'll keep going. I'm just going to leave that like that. I'm pretty sure that can be chromed like that. It'll save me having to put these, remake these rivets, and they'll be chromed anyway, so I can't see that hurting getting that little latch chromed. There's a little spring in there that the chrome's not going to hurt any of that. It may not just be as nice a finish in this little section here, but I reckon it'll be fine. I'm just going to leave it like that, see what he says. I'm going to call that done. I've just got to fix these few bits. That's got to be fixed, and the bumper bars, and everything's ready to be chromed. Well, most of the stuff anyway. This front bumper bar's all fixed. Underneath, where it was all shitty, both sides. All I've got to do is hit that with a disc sander. That's one of the tricks they do. They grind it down with a disc sander. It's come out good. Pretty happy with that. And it's not something I do much, fix bumper bars. Yeah, I'm very happy with the way that's come out. Once that's been all sanded, it'll be re-chromed, you'll never know. I'll fix this one first. It's just got a couple of small imperfections around this edge. Got to get them out. Another one there. Get them out, and then I'll do this one. That one's a bit worse. But really the hardest thing to fix here is this. Doesn't look much, but that's not an easy repair. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll probably buy that. It's probably $1,000 or something for that. Wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, not sure how that comes up on camera, but that one's done. It's ready to be chromed. That's the one that had the small dents around it. I'll do the one with the bigger dent. The camera doesn't really want to pick it up, but I've rounded off the end of a chisel, so it fits in the end. It sits in that dent nice. There's the first couple of whacks. It's brought that out. Now I've just got to dress the sides down. It's brought it right out. Now I've got to just, finish it off. Well, there's that one done. All those three are done. I've just got to try and fix the other one of these. Like I said, you probably can buy that, but probably get a small island or something for the price of it, so I've got to fix it. Here's another look at it. It's dented there. It looks like someone's tried to fix it or something. It's dented in through here, like it's pushed down there. And it's just a little piece. It doesn't look much, but that is a bit tricky. Anyway, we'll get in and fix it. All done. There's a little speck of rust in there, but the chroming process will get rid of that. Chrome fills in a little bit of stuff anyway. Anyway, they're all done. Pretty much done. I'm going to go and give those bumpers a bit of a sand, and I'm going to knock this into a video because I need to get this stuff off this phone so I can film doing that. This thing only holds 16 gig. Everything's ready. All this stuff's ready to be taken to the chrome plate, and we'll get a quote. I'm very happy with how they come out. You can buy them, but they're really expensive, like anything. Anyway, I've just finished off the bumpers. I'm gonna paint some of that rust prevention. What do they call that stuff again? This rust kill stuff in all those areas. But the chrome plating does that anyway. That kills that rust. But I'll still wipe some on and in the bumpers. And when they get the bumpers back and that, I'll paint all in there. There's that stuff all fixed. Coming out nice. That one, was nothing wrong with that one. It's the one that had the bigger dent in it. It's coming out sweet. This is that one that was practically chuck away. That's nothing wrong with that. That's good. Coming out good. The bumper bar's done. Whole bumper bar's fixed. I might have to just sand it a little bit more. I'll just see what my guy over the chrome plater says. But I don't think so. I think it's ready to go like that. I'm not sure 100% the process they do, but what I'm going to do is before I knock off today, I'm going to paint that rust converter inside all this stuff. And let's call it a day. It's really hot here. Bloody really hot. Like we haven't had a hot summer for 5 or 6 years. We're really copping one this year. It's almost as bad as when I was a kid. Thought I'd throw in that I haven't done the grill yet. I'm saving that for later. That's just, I'll probably just make a video fixing that, because it's one of the major parts of the car. So like anything, all this chrome stuff, they're just features that go on the car. You want them to look nice when you put them on. But I'm pretty sure that's stainless steel, so that won't be getting chromed. I'm just going to fix that, and I've got to do a good job on it. I've already fixed a lot of it. It was way more bent than that when we got it. It looks almost like there's nothing wrong with it when you look at it now. But this here needs to be fixed better. Apart from that, the rest of it's been done. Anyway, thanks for that, and thanks everyone that hits like and comments and everything. I do appreciate it.